live. Yeah, we going live. Hey, we going live. Yeah, we going live. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
All right, on to the real.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to pronounce this name.
Please do.
And I typically do pretty good with pronouncing someone's name, but this is French. But I ain't from French though.
You ain't from French, help us, Father. Ooh, he ain't from French though. It ain't no French fry. I don't know nothing about it. Okay.
Shout out to my big brother, Lee Coy. For those of my close friends who heard that, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
French. Is this one of those like Fred Taylor 51 moments?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. One of those moments, and we still laugh about it. I want to say he might have said that over 20 years ago, and we still laugh about it today.
Yeah. That's y'all need a t-shirt. I ain't from French though.
But I ain't from French though.
Oh, woo! All right.
Man, I love that guy. Well, back on topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Myriam Gez, a French Australian and
former
synchronized Olympic swimmer, started an organization called Athlete Soul.
Yeah, it's really
it's
cool.
A membership-based networking and career transition coaching organization that takes 100% of the profits to provide scholarships to athletes to transition.
Love it.
Yeah. Hearing people do work in this arena with transitioning to life after sport, it just makes my heart proud because years ago you didn't see stuff like this. And even if you heard about it happening on campuses, it was few and far in between.
Yep.
And so to see people understand that there's a need for this, there's a need to help athletes transition to life after sport.
Yes.
Because a lot of these athletes build their identity in the sport, and once it's over, they don't know what to do or where to go. So shout out to you, Myriam.
Yeah.
This was an awesome story.
Dope. Yeah, I think it was dope. She, this is my lane.
Yeah.
Coaching and transition, right? So this is my lane. So I always tell people there are 3 groups of people that are very similar, and people don't like to hear this, but it's real. Mm-hmm. It's athletes who are transitioning after sport. Mm-hmm. It is military veterans who are returning after service. Mm-hmm. And it is prisoners who are returning to civilian life after their time. They all have very similar mindsets, and it's a necessity that they have somebody help them sometimes in making that transition to something that looks quote unquote normal. Yeah.
So I love it.
I love it.
And when I saw it, I knew this was your type of story, right?
You know, this my story. I'm like, girl, you have to do that because that's exactly. I mean, it's necessary, and it's not. And I like that she's a synchronized Olympic swimmer. Like she's not. Here in America, we're so arrogant.
Yeah.
To think that it's only the things that we put our most into, which is the top 3. Pretty much 4. I'll say 4 now with soccer. But you got football, basketball, baseball, and soccer. Mm-hmm. If it's not that, you do it, but you got a small kind of group of people who support that, right? So I love that she did this, and I hope that a lot of the people that she's helping are people like herself who might not be those top tier, you know what I mean? They didn't play football. They didn't play soccer or football in other countries because we're the only people that call football. So
football American.
So it's just, I hope that, and working with Pro Football Hall of Fame behavioral health program, this is why we're doing it. This to help athletes and military veterans, because that's the other part that they've added to Pro Football Hall of Fame behavioral health program, as military veterans to help them in this transition period, because it's what's needed. So awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it.
Here for you, girl. If you need me, let me know. Call me.
Yes, yeah.
Need an American arm of this? Let me know.
I mean.
Yeah.
All right. So, feel good final thought.
Feel good final thought.
Man, you know I loved this when I saw it.
I loved it.
So, you know how I always got to give like before I tell exactly what happened, how I always got to give like. So when I saw this story, I thought to myself, all right, how many of my teachers would I have given my jersey to?
Ooh, okay.
And it made me think that I have to, if I had to only choose one teacher from high school who I would have had to give this jersey to, and I loved a lot of my teachers, I really did. But I would have to give it to my calculus teacher, Mr. Sidewater. Mr. Sidewater was, well, I can't say older. He was a middle-aged white man with glasses. And when I tell you Mr. Sidewater would go into any neighborhood in the city of DC, no matter who was there, no matter like whether it was the projects or, you know what I'm saying, the penthouse, he would go and he would come to your house to make sure that whatever math lesson he taught you, you got it and it stuck.
Well, that's dedication right there, sir. Yeah. That's a passion and a love for what you do right there.
There were a lot of like, you know, Miss Johnson, Mr. Lindsay, there were a lot of like Mr. Cox. There were a lot of teachers who like would have been in that cut for me. Yeah. But Mr. Sidewater, I had to give it to him because that's like amazing. He really put that time and that work in. Yeah. Yeah, that's above and beyond right there, boo. And he was married to a Black woman. I ain't mad at you, sir. Right. Hey, but I get it. Let me tell the story because you know how I be doing all the time. I know, it's okay. It's fine. So Emerald High School in Greenwood School District in New Jersey. Oh, excuse me. No. Not New Jersey. You know what? I don't even know where it is. I didn't even look at that part. You just read what it says. I'm like, so Emerald High School in the Greenwood School District has a My Jersey, Your Impact program where every home game, the seniors get to pick a teacher who has impacted them greatly to wear their jersey the entire day. And so love it. I would have been able to celebrate all of my teachers, but I you know. You would have been able to do it because you had 10 games. Right. Yeah. Right. And that's probably, I would have probably only given out 10 jerseys to, I had some very impactful teachers, but like, I just think about the 10 who like really pushed me. Yeah. And so like, I think this is such a feel good thought. So dope. I love it. I said, every high school needs to do this. Definitely. Because so when I saw the story, I obviously I can't share the picture, but the picture was of the student athlete and the teacher. He was hugging him because it touched him so much that the kid thought enough of him to let him be the one to wear his jersey for the day. I said, like, because honestly, people, as a former educator, you can speak to this as well. Mm-hmm. It is hard work. I don't even know if working, especially, I can't even imagine nowadays these teenagers, Father God. Yeah. But hard work working with teenagers. Yeah. And when you have a passion and a love and they can feel that, they respond to that. And we don't often get the opportunity to know how that impacted him. Mm-hmm. So for him to have this for them to have this opportunity to share with the people that I just think it's beautiful. It has to warm the hearts of those people. Like, oh my God, this kid loves me. Like, it feels that way about me, or it's impacted. Yeah. I did something right. Right, yeah. Like that right there would be I did something right moment. Like, okay. Yeah. I gave my all, but I did something right. Right. Yeah. You know what? You saying that made me feel like, all right, it was some teachers who I ain't named that if they ever saw this podcast, they'd be looking like, now that Joker. So Senorita Brown, I got an A in every Spanish class that I've taken from her. All 4 years of high school, 4 Spanishes. Mr. Lowe, he was my biology teacher who who had to put up with me in 9th grade, even though I wasn't a bad kid. I
Yeah.
I was a bit of a terror to him. Who else did I just say? Mr. Dixon. Mr. Dixon was the girls' track coach, but he was also one of the physical education teachers. And it was one more person. Mr. Gray, my counselor, definitely would have been in that. Yeah, I can't think of. It's one more person I just cannot think of.
Just the disclaimer: right, if I did not call your name, charge it to my head and not my heart.
Yes, please.
Love all y'all. That's what you just say that, and then you don't have to do it. Right.
Yes, please charge it to my head and not my heart.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, and this was actually Greenwood, South Carolina.
Okay.
Greenwood School.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. So we at the end of another one. Yeah. We need these show picks. So Steph, what you watching?
So I'm watching this. Well, have been. Let me say, I was until I started watching what you gonna talk about. But I was watching this show called My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Not the movie. It's a show.
It's a show.
Called My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Okay.
And it is literally about this girl who's making bank as a lawyer in New York, who moves to West Covina, California, to work for this mediocre, like, little firm, because she's following the boy that she was in love with from a summer camp when she was a teenager.
Well, I think they got the crazy part right. This show has to be entertaining then.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's entertaining not only because just she's stupid, and then she gets that how in the world she gets hooked up with another crazy person to help her with her crazy antics. And then they also do, it's kind of a musical mixture in the show. So they'll bust out in song in the middle. It's hilarious. So it's stupid TV for me to watch, right? Sometimes you just need mindless
some mindless stuff to watch. Yeah.
So this is my mindless TV show. So it is hilarious.
Y'all be judging me for my mindless TV.
Who?
Because I said I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
See, you judging again.
I'm judging you for real.
I ain't seen it in a couple of years though.
Well, see, because that's not mindless TV to me. That's I guess it's just dependent on the person. Me, I take stuff off of it, and when I'm watching stuff like that, I'm getting upset.
Okay.
At the ignorance and the foolishness and the foolery and buffoonery that is happening in my face. True. And so for me, that's where the problem comes. I can't watch the buffoonery and foolery go on and not get upset.
That's true. I get upset at some of it, like when
I can't do it.
When one of the members thought that the Underground Railroad had train tracks.
See what I'm saying? That why would you even put that out there? Like, why would they let that go? Why would they let that air? See that
entertainment.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day about shows, and she was like, "Yeah, we had this conversation about the Parkers."
Oh yeah.
I can't do foolishness.
Yeah.
That's not funny to me. That's not funny. That's foolishness. I can't do foolishness.
Yeah, I am with you on that. There's some episodes of that show that I like, but a lot of it just kind of after a while just became
just this idea that this Black woman is chasing this man like that and acting so stupid about it. Yeah. And then her daughter is like the Black version of a dumb blonde. Yeah. It just really just irks me. please go away. All y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. Sorry, and if you like it, I love it for you. I just personally, stuff like that, I'm not, so that's just my thing. Like so that's not my kind of stupid TV, right? It's not. Yeah. So what you watching?
You know what I'm watching.
I know what you're watching, but you gotta tell them what you're watching.
Queen Sugar, I can't take my eyes off of it. It's one of the most well-written shows on TV right now. It's
so realistic.
Right.
That's what I think. That's when you like really feel like these people for real.
Right.
Like this is
like the type of emotion that it evokes for me is
really
unreal. Like vulnerable moment. I was watching the show the other day, and I just had a little bit of eyeball sweat on one of the parts of the episode because it was so real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, it kind of hit me.
Yeah, like I watched the, you know, I'm in season 5, so I hadn't seen new ones, but I saw The Wedding last night.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Told me up.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Told me up.
Yeah. I
was done.
You got something in store for season 6 now.
Oh God, don't do that. I was like, oh, this is so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Hollywood and the whole.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, why did Jarrett tell me to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you like it as much as I do.
I do. I do. I love it. So yeah. Well, good watching. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna catch up eventually. Yeah.
Look, you will binge that in a weekend.
Look, I'm already like the TV ready to hit the play button for that to be what I continue with. I'll be done. I'm already at episode 6. So,
So you got what, 4 or 5 more episodes?
4 more. Yep. Yep. So
well, we are truly at the end of another one.
Yay.
Episode 128.
Yeah.
These joints are just moseying along. You know, I appreciate that viewership and listenership has picked back up. So again, like we always say, we truly appreciate you guys for listening and tuning in. You know,
somebody said something particular, didn't they, on IG? Dang it, I should have. Somebody said something particularly on IG.
Let me see before
the reason I know is because I still get the notifications.
Yeah.
And so I saw something like, this is awesome, or something like this from somebody. So it would be good to shout him out.
Oh yes. So shout out to my guy, Jordan Lee.
Yeah.
It's funny because he came into the gym the other day, and I did an assessment with him.
Okay.
And it started off as a conversation where he just really started sharing his testimony, like immediately.
You just got that spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, like, you know, we talked about all that he had been through, all that you know, some of his trials to get to where he's gotten, and he's done so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't share it all right now, but he's done so much. Shout out to his organization For the People, and so it was him that said, you know, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So he went through, you know what I'm saying, looked at some of the stuff that we had done, and so shout out to him. Like he was leaving the gym. I did a video with him where we were just talking about how the appointment went, where we really, you know, we did the assessment, but we really were just kind of talking to each other and bonding. Yeah. So shout out to him. I actually saw him today as he was coming in and running out, you know.
Yeah.
I got to speak to him briefly, but
yeah. So that was it. I saw that. I was like, oh, well, thank you. Yeah. So that's y'all. We want to hear from you.
Right.
Like good, bad, ugly, but not ugly. But good, we don't mind some constructive criticism. We don't mind your ideas. We don't mind any of that. We love hearing from you. Like that, that fuels our fire, right? So please do reach out. Jared's gonna tell you how.
Yeah, so to reach out, you can shoot us an email, fieldgoodfinalthought@gmail.com. You can always hit us up on IG at field2the real podcast. Definitely hit us up on Twitter at field2 the real P1. Go to our YouTube page, the Field to the Real podcast. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and make it appropriate comments, please. And every time we post a video on YouTube, those of you who are on Facebook should get a notification letting you know that we have a new video coming out. Shout out to all of our people who listen on wherever they listen, whatever streaming platform, podcast streaming platform, Lord. I'm gonna get it together, y'all. Thank you to you guys as well. You know, when we usually say this and do this, we don't really highlight the audio version or the audio format of the podcast. And so we truly appreciate you guys too, who listen to us on your way to work, on your way home, or just, you know, chilling
in the gym, wherever you are. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But we love you guys, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
You got on a white shirt today, Steph.
It's okay. I'm traumatized. I think it's trauma at this point. I'm good. Like every time I want to do it, I'll be like, no.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
It's trauma.
We out, y'all.
Put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.